Billy Goat Trail. What you see right here ahead of us appears to be at first glance what?
A lock station?
No, it's not a lock because there's no upstream gate and downstream gate. You just
A bridge.
see there's, yeah, it looks like a bridge. But now look at the support for that bridge on the other side. It's 40 feet thick. Seems a little excessive, doesn't it? All right. What you're actually looking at is a dam. If you look off into the woods in this direction, you can see that this rock wall extends off into the woods. This is a flood control dam. And the idea is that when the Potomac is in flood, basically it goes from being about a kilometer wide down to being about 50 feet wide. So there's a big bottleneck right here at Great Falls. And so the water tends to back up right at this point and cause big floods. The C&O Canal engineers recognized that when they were building the canal, and they realized if it floods, the Potomac River is going to take over the canal and destroy the canal. And so they built this flood control dam right here to protect against that eventuality. And sure enough, in 1996, for instance, there was a big flood. The water level was about right here. All right, see where my hand is? That's how high the water level was. Compare that to what you were just looking at right down there. Right now, I want everyone to go ahead and take 5 steps in this direction, and I'll magically make a horse appear. Ta-da! Good job, everybody. You did very good. So, in 1996, the Park Service did not shut this gate, all right? And as a result, the Potomac River went right through that hole where this horse is about to go, and it punched a hole in the wall of the C&O Canal. That section of the canal that we'll see later drained out, and it basically took several years for repairs to rejuvenate that part of the canal. Now, last year, or actually I guess it was the year before, with stimulus money, they built this new structure up on top, and basically right where the ranger is now, there's a trap door above her head, and they can open that trap door and they can put down these little slats that seal that hole shut. All right, and basically make this a solid wall right here. The floodwaters come, they hit that wall, and they have nowhere to go but that way, back into the river. Okay, so that's a flood control structure. Everybody okay with that idea? All right, it does flood here. What's some of the evidence that we're going to see on the trail of flooding?
Like
Shells and sand, good. And then also I mentioned those tilted trees, right? And if you look over here, you can see some of the trees are standing upright, some of the trees are tilted one way, some are tilted the other way. But as we walk along, you'll see the trees are dominantly tilted in a downstream direction. In other words, if you treat the tree as a lineation, it trends and plunges in an upstream direction. Okay, let's start walking down the trail. I want to look at some rocks.